Hello everybody, welcome to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 100th race in this entire series. We have 42 drivers ready to kick this thing off, 40 laps up here for today's event. Let's get down here for your starting lineup for today's race. Kevin Harvick starting on the pole here for today's race, and you have Jeff Gordon, who lost last week's race in the heartbreaking way, starting in second place.
Then we have Kyle Busch, the third driver in the point standings, starting in position number 3, looking to get his third win on the year and be number 1 atop the number of wins for this season. And then alongside him will be Brad Keselowski.
Then we got Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting in 5th place in this race. On the other side, we got Matt Kenseth, who's starting in 6th place here in Indianapolis.
In row 4, we have in position number 7, the 22 of Joey Logano, and next to him, in position number 8, the number 48 of Jimmie Johnson, who is currently with points lead.
Rounding out your top 10 is Carl Edwards, who's had a very, very disappointing season so far. At least he has one win. And you have Kurt Busch, who's been on a tear recently, starting in 10th. A couple of drivers I'd like to talk about. Mark Martin, now driving the 55 car, replacing Brian Vickers, who has recently had a lot of blood clots in it, so he cannot race for that season. Mark Martin hasn't raced he has not raced at all in this series so far. Going to be interesting to see how he performs. Juan Pablo Montoya making his second start of the season in the 12 car. One more driver to talk about, Clint Bowyer, currently the last guy in on the chase because Brian Vickers' win doesn't count anymore. Going to be interesting to see if he can hang on to it ahead of Greg Biffle, who's starting ahead of him right now. Anyways, let's get ready for today's starting command.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right. Last week, Jeff Gordon, like I said, had a heartbreaking loss, led 57 laps in a row almost, other than Brian Vickers taking it from him during green flag pit stops. Matt Kenseth made a very late race pass on him to win the race, and now he is locked into the chase. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to perform today. Any other comments before we start the race, boys?
Not really.
Not really.
Pam?
I'm going to be interested to see how the strategy plays out. The Brickyard's a track that we don't usually see a lot of, multi-groove racing, side-by-side action. It's mainly a race of strategy and endurance. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out throughout the race. Stroke there.
Another thing I'd like to mention, in practice, drivers said there's very little grip when the tires get old battling somebody side by side with them on the bottom lane. So gonna be interesting to see if drivers will try to slide job them to clear them, or they're just gonna hope it sticks. Gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna perform. Jeff Gordon won the inaugural race here. Kevin Harvick has never won the Brickyard 400 before so far. Season 1 winner in this race was Ryan Newman, who just managed to save just enough fuel ahead of Harvick. And Denny Hamlin won Season 2. Let's see who's going to get it this time. Getting ready for the green flag to fly. And it is green flag here at Indy. Side by side over 21.
Harvick's not quite clear of Gordon, although I think he's going to get him down into turn 2 here. Now the question will be, can Gordon keep that outside lane rolling down the straightaway, or will Kyle Busch be able to get around him for the second place spot? It looks like Busch might actually go for the lead here.
Gonna be interesting. Junior now right behind him. Harvick gonna stab the throttle and pinch him. No air for the 18 to 34 of Reagan in the wall back there.
Yeah, big time contact with the fence, really slowed down.
No damage on him. All right. And Harvick's going to lead lap 1. Let's get the ticker up. And, yeah, Harvick leads lap 1 here at Indy.
They're 3 wide back there. I think that's Kenseth, Logano, and Johnson. Be interesting to see how that's going to turn out in turn 1.
Logano just full sent it.
Yeah, Kenseth and Johnson, I think, both tried to back out. But since they both tried to back out, they both kind of got stuck there. Now, Johnson looks like he might be giving up the spot as Kyle Busch and Jeff Gordon are still side by side for that second place spot. Neither driver wants to give that up. They know how important track position is here at Indy. Neither driver wants to give it up early in this race.
And it looks like Kevin Harvick's going to capitalize off of that. The gap between him and those two is growing for every single corner.
But you do not want to count out Jeff Gordon. He has won this place several times. So you better not count out the freaking Jeff Gordon, because Jeff Gordon knows how to find a way to win this race.
Yeah, Indianapolis is possibly Jeff Gordon's best track besides maybe the road courses. So look for the 24 to start possibly making some inroads here on Kevin Harvick. You can see Kyle Busch let him go there. Oh, Logano!
3 wide.
Sends it in there.
At all about that. He just full sent it. Look at that. Oh, let me go back here a little bit. Look at AJ trying to go down low. 3 wide with Almirola, Mark Martin, Truex. Newman out of the bottom lane of Clint Bowyer, who needs a spot. Biffle right ahead of Bowyer right now.
Yeah, the thing is, 56 points might sound like a lot, but we've still got a handful of races left to go. And more importantly, 56 races isn't even like half of what they award total in a race. So, you know, if I were Clint Bowyer, I'd be a little bit nervous. Even just a couple positions, if Biffle keeps chopping away at that gap, he could very easily find himself on the outside looking in with just a couple races left.
Another thing, one of Biffle's best tracks at Michigan, got to keep an eye on that. He won 2013 and 2012 there, so that's one track I think Bowyer should be really afraid about. Bowyer won Season 2 Fall Richmond race, so another thing to keep an eye on. It'll be really interesting to see how these two are going to be.
Yeah, I think the 16 is typically better at the larger intermediate style tracks, and Bowyer's better at the short tracks. So places like Indianapolis, if Biffle can have a good day here, he's really going to have to use that to close into the 14 or the 15 car. Sorry, I don't think 1 or 2 positions higher is going to be enough. He's going to have to really outdo him.
Larson to the inside of Carl Edwards now. We are now 5 laps completed out of 40. Right now, Edwards side by side with him. Larson going to slide job. Is it going to stick? No, it's not. Edwards fires back on the outside. Man, they got close there.
Look at that. It looks like Gordon is right on the back bumper of Harvick for the lead.
Let me get up there. He's slowly getting there. Kyle Busch is also there. These two still cannot get away from each other. They're still side by side. They cannot separate one another right now.
I told you what, I mean, Jeff Gordon, he's pretty good at any lap. He has won here several times before. And as soon as he gets his groove, he'll start to catch up to the leader.
His first win being the inaugural race here at Indianapolis in 1994. And that Rainbow Warrior 24, he won that race, and he's looking to get another Brickyard title.
Let's see how deep he's going to send it in here. Oh, look, he sends it a little bit deeper. As you can see, the groove here is right up against that white line. You don't want to go underneath it. Driver said in practice there's no grip down there, so don't be shocked if nobody ever puts their left side tires below there. So
it's been interesting. I've noticed for the last several laps, drivers have run a little bit wider of a line in just turn 4. All the other corners, they're really getting down there. It makes me wonder if maybe there's some sort of fluid or somebody kicked some dirt up down there, because you notice all the other corners are right down around the bottom. They might not do it this time, but I've noticed. Yeah, see, they're significantly higher up the racetrack in turn 4 than they usually are.
Gordon slowly reeling in. However, Gordon's saying on the radio, although dirty air isn't horrible, he says he's starting to slowly feel it. Let's see the gap here. Yeah, he's slowly getting him per lap.
Yeah, the question's going to be, can he get there? You see Gordon's starting to run just a hair closer to that white line than Kevin Harvick is. Obviously doing that to try to get a little bit of air on his nose, but Kevin's doing a really nice job.
I thought he just wrecked Larson there. Oh, my gosh.
Oof.
He went up right into his quarter panel. Nice.
Bowyer's gotten around Biffle, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out.
And here comes Mark Martin, his teammate. Well, I mean, he hasn't always been his teammate, but current teammate right now, helping him out, passing Biffle. Actually, this is ironic. Biffle was his old teammate, now his current teammate, Bowyer. How do you think Mark Martin would feel about this?
I'm sure it doesn't matter. You know, aside from the super speedways, most of the time when it comes to teammates, it's a little bit of an interesting idea to have, but most of the time you're just out there racing for yourselves, especially under green.
You are
especially
right.
Mark Martin, who full-on retired in 2013 and now filling in for the currently injury Brian Vickers. So far, he's doing pretty well out there.
The thing,
Gordon is right on the back bumper of a Harvick. Just thought I'd mention that. If you look at the standings,
he
must have followed. Yeah, he must have had some sort of issue because he was right there knocking on the back door of that 4 car.
Hey, I thought Jimmie Johnson trying to make a move there. You see, he's washing up a little bit higher. Let's see here. Johnson has a run on him. Look. Let's see the speed here.
Goes in the gap, making the move on the inside.
200. Oh my God.
5, 7,
208.
going in a walk.
Junior.
You guys are hauling the mail.
Man, this feels like it's like Michigan, where they're just going up almost up to 210 miles an hour.
Jobs him and clears him. But look at that. Kurt Busch now is joining these three right now. Let's see. Is he going to try to make a move down here?
He's got the run.
He's looking. Oh, Junior blocked him. Oh. Junior blocked him there. Still staying low on exit. He's guarding the bottom lane. What's Kurt going to do? I thought he ran.
Whoa, he had to check up a little bit right there.
Seems like Junior might be trying to show a little displeasure to the 41. I don't think I've seen anybody yet block that aggressively. But now Kurt's finally going to find a way to slot to the inside.
Denny Hamlin's currently making a move on Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, Brad's had some problems with long run speed at numerous races this season. He started, I believe, 4th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And that 2 car is just not doing well here late in the running.
Dude, Hamlin, nice save. Oh, look at Keselowski. I don't know what happened to Kenseth there. Really off the pace there, as you saw.
Biffle's starting to get separated here. But if you look, Bowyer is staying with this pack here of the 42, the 99, the 5 car. That's extra points you can get if you can get around those guys.
Gonna be interesting. Let's scroll through the field here. See any notable drivers not doing that well. Menard. Not that bad, but Pablo Montoya running 20. McMurray, 28th. Man. Not looking good for him.
This might not be something that we should be talking about this early in the race, but you got to wonder, these guys are right about at the fuel window. If I remember correctly, it's around Indy, it's somewhere between like 35 to 38 laps.
Yes, there is going to be a bit of pit strategy if they can stay clean, which, to be honest, I'm surprised that they've lasted this long.
Even if
they just got to make sure they don't make too many mistakes, because they don't want to cause a big crash, because then they have to make a brand new strategy during the race.
Well, there is that, but I'm interested to see. I imagine if they're within like 5 laps of the fuel window, surely somebody's going to try to save enough to make it. It's such a large track. I would be surprised if somebody doesn't go for it. And so that would then raise the question of which of the front runners would try to make it on gas.
Well, let's see. They've lost 2/10 on tire wear. That's interesting to hear. Jimmie Johnson, they're all getting loose off of turn 1 there. I don't know why. You can see them kicking it out there. I don't know what's going on with them.
With the 24 that was catching up as much as he was, and now it looks like he's plateauing, if not regressing. Do you believe he may be saving?
He's either saving or he burned up his stuff, because he really started to make a charge at Harvick, and now that's just, well, he's gaining a little bit, but I imagine that might just be what the time he gains from the draft on straightaways. I would be surprised if it was any other reason. I think he either really hurt his tires trying to get around Harvick at the start, or maybe he is saving, but I imagine it's going to take at least another 30 laps until we really have some sort of idea of whether or not he was
deep, as you can see.
Maybe not another 30, but another 20 laps until we can really see that if he was saving or what he was trying to do there.
All right, they're side by side back there. Let me go back there to see what's going on. Oh, it's just Larson and Edwards. Oh, whoa. Sorry about that. Gordon maintaining the gap between him and the 4 right now. I mean, if I were Gordon, like, obviously you can't make it to the end on tires or fuel, but I were Gordon, I'd just try my best to make sure just to maintain the distance between them whenever they pit. So,
in addition to that, even if you can't make it to the end, you can certainly take just a splash of fuel if you have to. So, obviously the most fuel you can save, the better your pit stop is going to be.
Yeah. Let's look at the speed here. All right, actually, let's see fastest lap. Fastest lap is Gordon, the only driver so far in the 47 range. So that's interesting. What are we going to do in turn 3 again? Harvick backing off a little bit. Mainly just for that exit speed. That's all he's doing it for. I think Gordon has him in 1 and 3, but Harvick has him off of turn 4 and 2. So, kind of even. Actually, wait. Who has fast lap right now?
the problem's going to be for Gordon. You can see he can gain a little bit on entry and maybe a bit in center, but the problem is because he's pinching his line off to get clean air, Harvick's going to be able to take a wider turn overall, get a little bit more speed through the corner, and carry that down the straightaway. So it's definitely an uphill battle for that 24 car.
Logano's gaining the most out of these four right now. He's the only one to hit a 48-1. Let's see here. Oh, Harvick! He checked up a lot right there.
Yeah, Harvick's car seems to be giving up just a little bit as Gordon still can carry as much speed and turn down the hill. He might have a shot at him down to turn 1. I think he will.
Gordon's looking. Going to the inside.
Does he have enough grip, though, without 16 lap-old tires? They've lost 3/10. Is it not enough?
He can just fire it in there.
Harvick's still
Harvick get on the outside. He's there.
Let's see. Gordon's trying. Harvick's pinching him,
Not
though.
quite make it. And every second they do this is just perfect for the 18 and the 22. Logano, I'll tell you this. Logano's got a fantastic car to ride.
Let's see. Gordon, he might be too loose. Yep. You see the check up there. He got really loose there, sending it in that deep.
Oh, I think he'll still be able to stay down there. Oh.
Harvick blocked him.
Nope, not quite. Harvick shuts the door.
34 to go this time.
Gordon has a fast car. He just can't clear the leader of Kevin Harvick.
I think the perfect corner for people to make moves is turn 1. Turn 3, I don't know why. Like Gyra's saying, it's like slippery down there side by side with somebody.
Well, I think the problem is turns 3 and 4. Something's down there. It makes you wonder. The 34 had problems earlier in the race. I wonder if he might have laid a little bit of fluid down or something. I mean, other than that, I couldn't think of any reason why the bottom of 3 and 4 just isn't great. And here comes Logano looking for third place.
Side by side with him, 208 into 1. Busch backing up a little bit. Still side by side with him. What's Logano going to do in 4?
And how about Johnson and Busch?
Man, they're pinching
Back
up there.
to 5th and 6th. These guys keep on battling. They might catch up.
I'm surprised the bottom lane actually, the outside has a little bit of strength in all corners right now. Kyle Busch still side by side with the 22. 22 trying to fire it in there like Gordon. Busch did exactly what Harvick did, which was fired up on his outside. What's Logano going to do? Oh! Cleared him!
He got him, yeah. Logano's been doing that all race long. Yeah, but now he's got the preferred line down here for turn 3. Logano has been doing that all race long. He's been one of the only drivers I've seen be able to consistently just drive in there and make passes on people. As it looks like he'll use that outside lane to get around the 18 of Kyle Busch once and for all, and now he can set sail on the 4 and the 24.
Let me see.
Now, if Joe Logano and Kyle Busch keep on fighting, Jimmie Johnson in the 48 car will start to catch up to those two.
Looks like David Reagan's fine, running 35th right now. Not awful, but it could be way better for him. Let's see. McMurray, 28th, 27th, 26th run for Austin Dillon. Marcus Amos got around Montoya right there. Truex really starting to fade away right now. Not really one of his better tracks, but he had a lot of confidence heading into today, even though he didn't qualify that well. That sucks for him. Newman, season 1 winner here, running. Look at Newman to the inside, Stewart to the inside of Mark Martin. And look at that, Biffle's catching up to Bowyer right now. He's maintaining the distance. Let's see how he's going to get on the 5 to get up to him. Oh wait, Bowyer low entry into 4, Biffle. At 21 to go after they cross the line, the leaders do. Gordon's starting to have another run on him. Let's see here.
Yeah, but the thing is, Logano's catching both of them.
2/10 faster.
That 22 car is flying, but look at that, the 48 and the 41 definitely. I think you talked about that a lap or two ago. The 48 and especially the 41 are really starting to close in on these guys. The whole top 6 really seems to have a lot of pace.
That's why you can't really count anyone out of these top 6 because, I mean, look at the rest of the field. 7th place, the 88, is a whole second, nearly a second and a half back from that 41. It looks like for now, these 6 drivers may be in contention for the win, but who knows? Because strategy is going to play a lot if these guys still keep on going green. because that pit window, like Pam mentioned earlier, may come within the next 10 to 15 laps.
There Logano right there, stuck his left front below the white line. He did it right there as well. He is very clearly not saving fuel, not saving tire. He's on the attack, and he's looking to get around that 24 car as soon as possible.
Hang on, speaking of that, listening to Gordon's stuff, apparently there is no chance they can save enough fuel. That's what Gordon said, so they're not going to make it on fuel no matter what. So Gordon is thinking about pitting soon. His plan, though, is to pit before the 4, so I have to wait and see when that will be. 19 to go this time by. How about we do a little bit of crank it up here at Indy?
Looks like Gordon just couldn't quite hold the momentum off of... Oh, here he goes. He's going to take a shot down into turn 3. Fires it off in there, but it's not going to be enough. And I think Logano's going to get to his outside now. He really sent that in there. He's almost contact.
Very close there.
Gordon said he nearly lost it there. We interrupted to crank it up there because Gordon nearly made a move on him.
Now here comes the other 2 cars, the 48 and Kurt Busch and the 41. They're slowly catching up now since Gordon really checked up on Joe Logano.
I wonder which Busch brother will finish ahead of the other.
I would imagine we're going to see Jeff Gordon come to pit road here in just another lap or 2, especially if the 22 gets around him here. He's going to need as much clean track as he can get. He's very obviously faster than the 4 car. As now here comes Logano taking yet another shot at him here. We'll see if he can get around him now. They've swapped lanes. Logano on the bottom. And we've seen that 22 car been able to power around people using that inside lane, but it's not going to be enough this time with Jeff Gordon. See, they're still avoiding that bottom.
Whoa! 24.
What did I tell you? I called it. He was coming to pit road, and he's going to pull the 18, the 48, the 41, and a bunch of other cars with him.
Let's see who stayed out. Kenseth, Edwards back there, Logano, Harvick on the radio said he's pitting this time because of that.
Logano lost about half a second because of that. He was clearly trying to get around the 24, and the 24 pitting right in front of him is not going to help Joey Logano.
All right, let's
that
see
almost
here.
ended up in a wreck.
All right, let's see here. Who's all at pit? All right, Larson also pits. All right, Brad Keselowski pitting, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Johnson, as you saw. Any other interesting strategies? Because they've only lost 3/10 on tires, so is somebody going to take 2 tires here? We'll have to wait and see. It doesn't look like anything right now. Larson's moving. He took 2. 24 better
He might. I don't think he's going to get the 24 off pit road. Not quite. Oh, never mind. Oh, they're going to be close, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, but he did jump the 18, so Kyle Larson could have made a move to the top 5 if this works out for him.
Going to be interesting to see, can Gordon get enough time?
22. The 22 had somebody in front of him there. It held him up on pit road.
The 40?
Yeah, Landon Castle right now. David Reagan in front of the 4. Harvick has to hope to God his pit crew doesn't make a mistake. All right. The 88 pitting, the 20. Going to be interesting to see what kind of calls we made here. As you saw, Larson took 2. Let's find where Gordon is. All right, heading into 4 now. Harvick, is he done yet? No. All right, let's see. Logano leaving. Junior leaving right with him. Side by side.
Junior's going to gain a ton from that off pit road.
Oh, Logano checked up.
What a great pit stop by that 88 crew.
There's Gordon. Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Let's see if Gordon can
he's going to get...
lead.
Oh, actually, I don't know. I was about to say he's easily going to get around Harvick. I don't think so. That 4-car had a great in-lap and a great pit cycle. Nah, Harvick's going to get him into 3 here. He's not going to quite get around him.
He's standing up top of rear-ended him right there. Harvick blocking the bottom lane. Gordon going to have to be patient with this. Larson
he might have a shot at him down into turn 1. I imagine he will. He got a little bit too loose there. Can he make a run at him using the draft? I think he's going to have a shot down into 1 if he tucks in. There he goes.
Let's see, what is he going to do? Is he going to slide job or is he going to... Oh, he slide jobbed, and he cleared him. Finally clears the 4-car.
Got it.
New leader, 24.
And Larson is up to 3rd with Kyle Busch right behind him.
That had to be one of the most disastrous pit stop cycles of all time as Logano goes from the fastest car on the track going for 2nd place to try to get around Gordon and obviously faster than Harvick to 4.25 seconds behind the race leader with less than half the race to go. Unless we got a caution, Logano's race for the win is over. As now here comes Kyle Busch passing Larson. Even if Larson doesn't win, this was a great move. Although, granted, I think he's going to need a little bit more great moves if he's going to have a shot at making the chase. Still a few races to go, but I don't know if a 4th place is going to cut it for him today.
Now, here's the biggest fear with the leaders is that now they have to worry about lap traffic. This could also shake up the entire field.
98 Josh Wise running last right now, just running his fastest lap. Speaking of fastest lap, Gordon still holding on. Kurt Busch now with the 2nd fastest. He ran it a couple laps ago. Right now battling Johnson still. Right now trying to be patient with him. Actually, didn't see any moves that happened. Keselowski had him at Kenseth right now. Kenseth on the radio said he put a lot of stuff, like changing the car to make
Bowyer had a great pit stop. Look at that. Jumped the 99, I think. Yeah, jumped the 99, the 55. What happened to Biffle? Really lost some spots there. He's going to have to make up some positions here if he wants any chance at catching the 15 car.
He's faster than all 3 of them right now. All right.
Look at Gordon. He's already gapping Harvick by a significant margin.
Harvick now with company from Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Harvick is really just hoping that clean air would really help him out. It just didn't do him enough favors to get him out front of the 24 on that pit cycle.
Oh, this is not going to be happy for him.
Oh, boy. That's what I said earlier. Lap traffic could potentially change the lineup.
Well, he's going to be now. What about those 2 who are battling behind him, though?
Have to wait and see. Let's go on board with Harvick here. Coming up on the 98.
Oh, we're not gonna get him in the 1.
Oh, wow.
He has to get him in 2. Let's see. Harvick loose. He's looking. Oh.
Still behind him.
Oh, he's gonna get into him a little bit.
Kyle Busch is outside now. Oh, God. I don't know what's going to happen.
He's going to have to draft from the 98.
They are losing massive amounts of time to that 24 car. Can Kyle Busch fire it around the outside of both of them? I think he can. Can he get the momentum, though?
No,
not quite.
Oh, my gosh. Here comes Larson. Busch trying to find a gap to go 3. Not enough. Now he's going to jump.
That was disastrous for Kyle Busch. Now Gordon's going to have another car to get around. It's just such a problem here. There's such long straightaways, and in addition, the fact that you can't really change lanes in the middle of the corner. It's a one-groove track.
Gordon's right on his bumper.
Look at that, the Kyle and Kyle show once again going underway. Kurt Busch got it on Johnson there a couple laps ago. That 98, he's still not there yet. He's going to have to slide him here. Is he going to do that? And he tried. Oh my gosh, that got close.
Oof. I mean, a lot of close calls in these last few laps.
Hang on. The 88 joins the 24 with the second 47 lap time. Interesting call. Let's see what kind of adjustments Junior made to make that car faster and what position will he get out of this. He has the 48, the 41, the 42 ahead of him. I don't think he can get up to the 18 because the 18 is starting to fire away right now. Let's see if he can get up to Harvick right now.
Yeah, Harvick actually closed in just a tad on Gordon there, under a second now. Kyle Busch giving the lap traffic a ton of room, but that might be a
Larson.
problem because now Larson
pitching
tried
him.
to. Oh, he thought about it.
And Kyle. My gosh, 8 to go this time by. Here comes Kurt Busch and Johnson. Kurt Busch right there, gonna be right on his back bumper. Does he get loose? Yes, he does. Man, everybody's getting loose behind somebody. 88's there.
Everyone look at the ticker. The gap between Gordon and Harvick was at
110.
it was 0.96, and it went up by a whole second.
Whole 10th. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, almost a whole 10th off, man. Harvick,
that's
I
awesome.
find it ironic, how Gordon should have 7 or 6 wins right now, dominating more than half the races he's led, looking like he trying to run away from coming to Harvick after Harvick's led over half the race. That sucks.
More lap
for Harvick.
traffic up ahead. This is going to really shake things up.
Yeah, there's
Gordon
multiple
currently
lap cars
second
here.
in the standings.
Yeah, this win today would certainly help him. Be 3 more bonus points for the first round, but more importantly, put him. It would just give that team some more morale, really, to come so close to so many wins this season and just not be able to get it in a points format that values wins over everything. That's got to hurt that team. It's got to make them, feel like they aren't performing where they should be. And to come out here today and show that it wasn't just Jeff Gordon. It was the entire team. A great pit stop all around from his crew. A great strategy to get on pit road a lap ahead of Harvick, get him right to the bumper of that 4 car with warmer tires and being able to make that move so everybody, all around team effort to get him out front today. And so if he can hold on, this is going to be a huge morale booster. And speaking of morale booster, about 6 laps to go this time by. Even if he doesn't hold on to this top 5, that 2-tire call by that 42 team, that should be a huge step forward for that team, that organization. They had a little bit of speed. They've had some speed in a couple of races earlier this season, but it hasn't been anything really top 5 worthy. But today they played the strategy game. They realized what everybody else didn't. The tires weren't wearing as much as you might think they would. They took just 2 tires on that pit stop, and he is doing an amazing job at holding on to a top 5.
And you saw that Biffle try to get around Carl Edwards there. Clint Bowyer is 12th right now, 11th Brad Keselowski right ahead of him. You see Mark Martin in his first start ever in this series running in 13th. A great run for him so far. Next up is Pocono Raceway, one of his best tracks he's never won at. It'll be interesting to see how he's going to perform there. To keep an eye on that next week. All right, let me go through the field here. Oh, both Johnson and Jr. got around him. Johnson trying to get around to 88, not enough. Wait, something happened to Johnson? He went really low there.
Yeah, he must have had a problem behind that 88 car. As it looks like Kurt Busch has caught his brother Kyle in the 18, looking for a 3rd place finish today.
And Larson just cleared the 48 now for 6th. Logano's there as well. Keep an eye on that.
Nice run for Denny Hamlin up into the top 10.
Battle of the Busch brothers up ahead.
It'll be interesting to see which prevails over the other. And see the gap between Harvick and Gordon. My gosh. 48-3, 48-1. Gordon is on his A game so far today.
Shows you how much speed that 24 car really had compared to Harvick. So either they made some major adjustments to him in the pit cycle, or he really was just that stuck in dirty air.
Maybe.
And not to mention his experience here at Indianapolis.
Ready to go this time?
He's good at winning.
Logano trying to get around the 48 now. Is he going to try to slide job him here? Yes, he is. Johnson way up in the marbles. Logano gets around him for 7th.
I'm certain this isn't going to be the result the 22 team wanted or probably should have gotten today. But, if he can recover and get around this 42 car, which he's got the speed to do, 6th place finish, like I said, I know that's not what they wanted today, but it'll be a good recovery for that team.
Hey, Boyer's catching up to Keselowski there. Keselowski actually changed up his line, running higher than I've ever seen somebody in one. Yeah, Keselowski loose. Boyer's there. 2 to go this time, though. Does he have enough? Wait. Reed Sorensen has a little bit of damage. I wonder what happened on there. See, the left rear is kicked out a little bit. Oh, Bowyer. Going low. 2 seconds now separate the top two. I don't know if Bowyer can get around Keselowski. We'll check that later. But 2 laps to go now for Jeff Gordon. All the heartbreak he's gone through this season. A lot of lap cars in front of him, though. Gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen here.
1.3 seconds. Harvick closed 7/10 because of 1 lap car. Now, granted, Harvick's still got to get around the lap car. I don't think he's going to close in enough to get Gordon on this last lap, but Gordon's got a lot of traffic ahead. But, man, what a story this is. Jeff Gordon, every time he comes to Indianapolis, whether he wins or not, is always competitive, always a threat as he's getting blocked by Landon Castle. I don't think it's going to matter, though. That 24 is fast every single time we come to Indianapolis. And it's no different here today as he comes down the front straightaway. White flag is in the air. One more time around for Jeff Gordon here at Indianapolis, looking for his 2nd win on the season and a possible 1st place in the point standings here after Indianapolis. He's been in a dogfight. He's been in a dogfight all season with his Hendrick teammates as well as with Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth for the top of the standings. And after so many races this season where he coulda, woulda, shoulda, today that team stayed in it, made the right adjustments, made the right strategy calls, got around Kevin Harvick, and never looked back. As he comes off turn 4 for the final time, Jeff Gordon is going to win yet another race in his storied career here at Indianapolis.
1994, 1998, 2001, 2004, and now he's won it again.
Oh my God, he almost got him. Biffle almost got Stewart there for 14th. If I do the math correctly, now Gordon is 10 points behind Jimmie Johnson for the points lead. Johnson just barely ahead of Denny Hamlin. A great strategy by the 42 to get 6th. Harvick on the radio.
Great fight to hold on to it, too.
Harvick on the radio, devastated after a dominant race. Could not hold on to get his first Brickyard 400 win. What a shame for him. But man, oh, what is Kyle doing?
Oh, Kyle in the grass.
I don't know what happened there, but all the heartbreak Gordon's had this season, finally gets his 2nd win of the year. Now he, when the chased off points, will be the one leading into them. My goodness. Wow. Next up is going to be Pocono Raceway. Going to be interesting to see how that's going to turn out. Man, caution free today. Comparing it all to all the other Brickyard 400s we've had in this series where they've been wreck fests. Season 1, many wrecks at the start. Then we had pit strategy with Newman staying out, saving fuel. Just enough to stay ahead of Harvick, who finished 2nd. Denny Hamlin, late race pass on Kasey Kahne Jr. to get the win last season here. And same thing happened with Gordon and Harvick. Man.
What a race. I'm surprised they were able to go green that entire 40 laps.
Great job and effort by that 24 team all around. I know they're always fast every time they come to Indy, but this shows why. It perfectly suits both Jeff Gordon and really the team that they seem to build around him at Hendrick Motorsports. Regardless of who's on it, that team always shows up every time we come here to Indianapolis. Maybe it's just a morale booster. Maybe it's a little bit more motivation now that they know what Jeff Gordon can do. But every time he comes here to Indy, the 24 team as a whole performs super well. And this, you know, if they work hard, they can turn this into a statement win. I know this is a different points format than we've used last season, but Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. were the class of the field all of last season. Gordon's teammates. And while he showed up in the final race of the season at Homestead, the 24 was really not, good races for that team were few and far between. He was not even, I believe, in contention for a top 5 points finish.
He was 7th.
And so if he can lead the points going into the chase, much like I said earlier this season for Kasey Kahne, He's got the same thing to prove as the 5 team did earlier this season. They have to prove that they can take it to the 48, the 88, the 11, the 4, the 41. Those are the guys who have been the class of the field more often than not in these last few seasons. And a win today here, it puts him tied with a few other drivers with 2 wins on the season. But we've still got a few more races to go and a few more fantastic tracks for him.
Speaking of that, we have Pocono Raceway. Like I said, Mark Martin, he has a lot of faith in that. Dale Jr. has faith. Gordon, like you said, has faith. The Glen is going to be the most interesting because Carl Edwards almost went through the same pain Gordon did last season. Edwards led every lap but the last 2 where Jr. passed him with a fantastic pit call and passed him in the bus stop. Managed to get his first road course win at the Glen. After that is Michigan. Like I said in the race, that's one of Biffle's best tracks. You got to keep an eye on him for that. Then we have the Bristol night race. I don't know how that's going to go. Kyle Larson got his first career win that last season. Atlanta, Biffle got the win last season in dominating fashion. Then the final race of the regular season at Richmond. And we'll scroll through the field here, see all the other tracks for the season. Chicagoland is going to be at night. That's the first time that'll be happening. New Hampshire, Dover to end the round of 16. Kansas to start off the round of 12. Then you have Charlotte. Talladega, that's going to be interesting. Oh boy. You have Martinsville, I don't know why it doesn't show up for some reason, but you have Texas, night. Phoenix is going to be at night for the second to last race of the season. And then Homestead. Anyways, thank you, Roadrunner, Death Bomb, and Pem for joining me in the booth. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys up next for Pocono.